I'm joined now by Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, Danon. Ambassador Danon, it's good to see you. I just want to get your reaction to this summit and the events that have taken place, frankly, in the last 24 hours.
Well, it wasn't a summit, it was a theater, it was a show, detached from reality. While we still have 48 hostages in the dungeons in Gaza, we saw President Macron celebrating here. We know it's not going to promote anything on the ground. It's empty declarations, will not promote peace. On the contrary, it actually encouraged terrorism. I saw the statement of Hamas praising this conference, and I saw the statement of the Hamas saying that the fruit of October 7th are those declarations. So we will continue to focus on bringing the hostages back and eliminating Hamas and creating a new reality without Hamas in Gaza.
Ambassador, you say that this is far from reality, but your closest allies, people who have countries that have been friends of Israel for decades, Australia, Canada, France, all standing now and saying your actions are so removed from the reality that the operations and onslaught in Gaza is unacceptable. We heard French President Macron say that this is about peace, not an ongoing onslaught and the killing of Palestinians.
Well, maybe it's about domestic interest of President Macron in France that he doesn't want to address, so he comes to the UN. But you know, so many leaders spoke about an era without Hamas, or disarmament of Hamas. And I want to ask them, who is actually going to take care of that? Maybe the statement will influence Hamas, or a letter from the Elysee Palace that will come to Gaza. It's ridiculous. We all know that the only one who is actually fighting Hamas is us. The responsibility is on our shoulders to remove Hamas from the equation and create a better reality, not only for Israelis, but for the Palestinians themselves. There is no future for the Palestinian if Hamas will stay in control. We can all agree about that. But coming here, putting this show, you know, it's ridiculous.
Well, they gave an ultimatum to Israel: stop the killing of Palestinians and we won't go down the Palestinian statehood path. And yet the killings haven't stopped. More than 65,000 Palestinians have now been killed in Gaza as a result of the operations of the last 2 years, frankly. Number of hostages have been killed in those operations as well. And now you have Israel's staunchest allies and partners saying enough is enough. Has the Israeli government completely isolated itself?
Well, those numbers, you know, came from Hamas spokesperson, and we don't accept them.
Those numbers are globally now recognized.
Well, because
in fact, some are saying they're conservative.
They accepted the Hamas reports. And second thing, we have a war. We didn't start this war. It was brought upon us 2 years ago. It is a long war because we have to make sure we minimize civilian casualties. We could have finished this war very fast, but we have to take precautions. For example, now we're calling for the people of Gaza City to move to the south. And by the way, they are actually doing that. And that's why Hamas is upset, because they threatened the people of the city of Gaza not to move out, but the people of Gaza are smarter. They are moving out to the south, and that will enable us to continue to put pressure on Hamas.
So
you have in the world those who will come and deliver empty speeches, and you have Israel that doing the dirty work. We fought against Hezbollah in Lebanon. We fought against the Iranian regime, the Houthis in Yemen, and we are the only one who are fighting Hamas.
Ambassador, let's not deflect on the other wars of the last year and a half or so. Let's talk about the displacement, because the displacement of people, the attack on civilians, UN reports have now said that Israel's actions are tantamount to a genocide. They've described the situation on the ground as genocide. They've accused Israel of creating a man-made famine that was preventable. So you can say that, you know, Israel's actions are to protect civilians, but UN reports are accusing you of genocide.
That's a lie. That's a blood libel. And even the Secretary General, who is not a friend of Israel in the last 2 years, said you cannot call it a genocide. It's a legal term, genocide. You have to prove intention. The last thing we have is the intention to hurt civilians. On the contrary, we risk soldiers' lives every day because we don't want to hurt civilians. But you know, it's so easy to come and blame Israel. But after October 7th, we learned the lesson. No one will protect us. The days when Jews were massacred, and here in the UN and other places, no one picked a finger, are over. Today we have an independent country, we have our own military, and we're going to fight back. And those Hamas leaders who orchestrated this attack will not stay with us. And we will create a better future, not only for us,
What is your
but
solution?
also for the people of Gaza.
What is your solution to this, Ambassador? Because we've seen your partners, allies come out and try and create some kind of solution. What is your solution?
Well, you will agree with me that any future solution requires the removal of Hamas from the equation. You can agree with that?
Which is what Mahmoud Abbas has just said, which is what Emmanuel Macron has said, which is what the leader of the UK and Australia
who
and
exactly,
Canada has
who exactly
said
is
that.
going to remove Hamas from
Well,
that?
you've even got Israeli
No,
IDF
I
soldiers.
asked you a question.
No,
I asked you a question. Who is going to make sure that Hamas is not part of the equation? The UN,
Ambassador-
the EU,
Ambassador
the UK,
Danon.
France? I can name all those
Ambassador
empty speeches.
Danon.
Who is going to do that?
Ambassador Danon,
Let me know.
you've got soldiers.
You have no answer for that.
No,
because
IDF,
no one has an
IDF
answer for that.
IDF soldiers have said they no longer know what the point of this war is.
You
They
have
have said this. We've
you have
interviewed a
asked me
number
hundreds
of
of questions in the last 2 years. I'm asking you one question, and you cannot answer that. Who is going to remove Hamas out of Gaza?
Are you saying that Hamas has not been decapitated? Because soldiers
No,
on the ground are saying they don't know what the point of
I'm
this
saying
war
that
is anymore.
only us. The burden is on our shoulders. The hypocrisy here,
You've got
staggering.
thousands of Israelis on the street asking you to stop this war so that the hostages can come home. You've got mediators in Qatar, now a victim of Israelis bombing and airstrikes inside Qatar.
How can you
condemning
you cannot call Hamas terrorist victims?
No, I'm not talking about
one-
Hamas being victims. I'm talking about the state of Qatar, a sovereign state that was sitting across from you, trying to come up with some kind of deal, a ceasefire deal, now becoming a victim of airstrikes in their country.
No, the attack was Hamas terrorists against them, and it's legitimate. The same way the US attacked Osama bin Laden in Pakistan, everyone praised the US. When the UK attacked ISIS in Syria, everyone praised the UK. When France attacked terrorists in Africa, in Burkina Faso or Mali, everyone praised France. But when Israel is attacking terrorists, we are being condemned.
So are you saying...
Enough with the hypocrisy.
Are you saying
enough with the double standards.
Are we saying the bombings that we continue to see in Gaza, this is an indefinite state of play now?
Absolutely not. We have no intention to stay in Gaza. And I want to remind you that we left Gaza completely. 20 years ago, we gave the keys to the Palestinians. We took out the communities, the so-called settlement, and we told them, build your own future, promote coexistence. Look what happened. Hamas took over Gaza, and then they attacked us. So we don't want to stay there. We have no intention to stay there, but we will leave when we will know that Hamas is not there. We cannot leave Hamas to stay in power. Everyone in this building knows that fact, but they tend to ignore it, and it's easier to come and blame Israel rather than to find a solution. How can we remove Hamas from Gaza?
Ambassador Danon, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.